In these 7 strength training exercises, I'm going to show you common mistakes that I see that not only interrupt or disrupt your ability to get the results that you want, but may get you injuries that you don't want. And the fixes are easy.
Kicking off with a lat pull down, of course, for the latissimus dorsi. So big muscles in the back. We always want to emphasize pulling. Notice what I'm doing. Pulling down to about my collarbone, slight lean back, and that actually engages the core. So you're bracing, getting a little core action while you're doing this. Surprisingly, this is good form, and I know it might surprise you that I'm not totally upright, but that's what you should see. Here's what not to do. You used to see this back in the day. Every once in a while, I will still see someone do this. Think about our posture. We already have forward head hang. We already have rounded backs moving forward. This just amplifies the bad. So again, see it from the right angle. We're actually helping ourselves truly pull back, bringing shoulder blades back together in a squeeze as we bring the bar down. Just to the collarbone, we're not trying to do any pushing. It's all pull, pause at the bottom, and then very slowly let it come back up. The knees are held in place by the bar. Now, we're not probably going to lift so heavy we need that. The next exercise, chest press. So kind of flipping it, we just did a pull, this is a push. Notice my elbows come down even with the bench and then I stop. Even though range of motion wise I could go lower, you don't want to. This is great form. Elbows are in an A shape. Notice they're close to the sides. You'll see this differently when I show you what not to do. And this is that. So see how my elbows are directly right and left, more like goalposts when we look at it from the top like this. That puts unnecessary stress, pressure on the shoulder joint. So we want to, on purpose, bring those elbows down closer in toward our hips, at least 45 degrees, even 30, you could do them right beside you. So again, take a look at proper form. This is going to actually help you get better activation of not only the chest muscles with less stress on the shoulder, but of your triceps. You know what I mean? That second wave goodbye. And we go down slowly, we pause at the end and own that, and then we can push with power to come up. Most of us also want to focus on arms. So here's an overhead tricep exercise when you're at the gym, or if you're lucky enough at home to have a cable. This is what it looks like when you're doing it well. Straight back, elbows stay in place, extend from there. Bad form right here. So although yes, I'm extending at my elbows, I'm doing some tricep, what I'm really doing is a little bit of harm to my lower back. Very ineffective. So see this again, straight back. This ends up being a core exercise because yes, your lower back wants to buckle when that weight comes down, and I'm not letting that happen. Leg extension. So on this one, notice this is full range of motion. This is a don't do. I don't want you to do this, but this is very commonly how you will see people use it. Now, it is recommended. If you look at the sign on the machine, it will tell you to do that. Here's what I want you to think about instead. We are all quad dominant. Almost every human has stronger quadriceps than hamstrings. That's supposed to be true, but we are supposed to have a good ratio. Notice I'm doing lightweight and limited range of motion, just the last 20 to 30 degrees of motion, and I'm trading, doing one leg at a time. That tells me if I'm imbalanced, and I can begin working on that. If you want a little help and you want to find out how you're doing, grab this. Side bends. Oh my goodness, biggest waste of time ever. Please don't do this one. You'll see it, you saw it in the 70s and in the 80s, and it was never good then either. It's a waste of time. It's not harmful, but it's a waste of time. This is much better. Notice that I'm already at an angle, so my core is already on for that lateral work. I don't need necessarily to hold on to a weight. If I put my hands over my chest or on my head, I've got plenty of weight. Your lower back doesn't need it. All right, major muscles, squats. Take a look at this. This is not to do. Watch my knees. They are folding in, and you might not notice it if you're not a trainer. Here's better. I'm pushing my knees outward as I come down. making sure my weight's on my heels and my knees go flaring wide to the side, not folding in. Have somebody watch you. For the core, but really here, this is for the back, and it's a big mistake. This range of motion is actually a negative, very bad for the lower back. You may not feel like it's bad. That's not what's going to tell you. When you are rushing to an injury, a lot of times it just happens, no warning. Limited range of motion, again, is the way to go. And I'm isolating by using one leg. I'm getting a little more hamstring action.
Quick tip, right in the middle of this video, I want to make sure that you realize the best way to choose the exercises that you're going to do is not to spot reduce or focus on spot toning, but actually to think about the bigger picture and what we want. Generally, if you're a woman over 40, certainly over 50, and if you're like me and you're over 60, we want to work, yes, on body composition. That's always going to be present, but we want to work on muscle mass for metabolism and muscle strength. Many of us shy away from it when we say mass because we think, I don't want that, don't want to get bulky. The thing is, we don't have the hormones now in order to get bulky if we wanted to. If we're getting bulky, it has a lot more to do with needing to monitor our blood sugar levels, focus on potentially our carbohydrate to protein and fat ratio, make sure we're eating the good stuff and not so much the other extracurricular stuff. Focus on major muscles, focus on major muscle group exercises first before you go to the smaller ones. That is your chest press and your lat pull down before you go to your bicep curls or your tricep pushes. If you remember big muscles to small muscles, you think compound exercises like squats and lunges and chest press before single joint exercises like bicep curls and leg extensions. You'll get a lot further in the exercise that you do, even if you have just a little bit of time. If that was helpful, let me know. Comment down below and let me know, are you working out at a gym, at home, or are you going back and forth between the two of them? Most important tips I can give you about strength training is, first of all, if you're afraid to start strength training because you're afraid of getting hurt, most important thing for you to remember is your likelihood of getting hurt or injured is far greater if you're not strength training than if you are. Muscle is the organ of longevity, and if you want better blood sugar control, less body fat, better prevention of disease as you age, just to name a few, muscle is your ticket. And strength training or resistance training is the way to get there. What you want to think of and know is when you start an exercise, what's really important is that you're getting good cues. You're getting a clear, accurate demonstration from somebody visually who is showing you what it is that you want to do, showing you also the difference between that and what you don't want to do. So visually you can cue in, and talking you through where you do want to feel it and where you don't want to feel it. A really good instructor can tell you, you need to shift your weight back to your heels. You want a slight arch in the small of your back. Get those shoulders down away from your ears, and they will give you those cues before you even realize you need to get them, before you're complaining or thinking something doesn't quite feel right here. A good instructor has watched a lot of bodies, do a lot of strength training, and can give you cues before you make a mistake.